So today we would be solving Leetcode question number 2522, partition strings into substrings with values at most k. So what the question really says is that we are given with a string, supposingly for example 165462, and we are given a k value that is 60. We need to partition our string in such a way such that the partitions should be minimum and the strings that we are breaking down, like here we can make 1 6 together to form 16, and that is less than 60. If I had included 165, that would have resulted into a number that would be greater than k, so I cannot take 165. If I would have taken 1, that is a valid option, but in that case I would take 1 separately, 6 separately, or 5 separately, or 4 separately, or 6 again separately, and 2 again separately. That would result into a greater number of partitions. So I need to reduce the number of partitions also, and I need to check that the number which I am forming is also less than or equal to k that is given to me. So I think the question is pretty much clear. We would straight jump into the code part. What we are basically doing is that firstly we would be writing the recursive code, then memorize it, and then further see what we can really do. So I know that I would be requiring the length of the string n is equals to s dot length. At some point I would be requiring it and I would be using it. Okay, so now the main thing comes, what will my function really do? So let us go forward for it. For time being, let me just say because I can see that constraints are from the length would range from 1 up till 10 to the power 5. So for now I can uh, just take it int. Let us see what really happens. And my function would be called as a helper function. I would be passing my string s, my integer k, some index idx, and for now just take this into consideration that I would be passing another index that would be said as start. Okay, what we will do is that let me just write the base case at the last. For time being, let us focus on what we would really do. So I know that I would be requiring some substring. So why did I give start? Because I said there would be some variable index start and a current index idx up to which I would be taking the substring. So I say that keep start at some point I, keep idx at some point j, say for now, and then just take this string, this whole string up till j. Like for example, my j was at 8, my start was at 2, so 23812 was taken as a string, converted into a number. Okay, so what I would really do is just take a long num, because my number would range till 10 to 5. So for safety issues I would take a long, and I would say s. There is a function in C++ that really converts string into integer value, stoi, that string to integer, that converts string to integer. We can also convert strings into a long integer by saying stoll, and s dot substr, that basically generates substrings of that string from the index start that we would be providing, and the second parameter it requires is what length do you really want from that start. So I want a length from idx minus start. The second parameter which we give takes a length, like if I had given this parameter as x, so the length would have, so the function would go from start up till x minus 1, and if I want up till x, so I would provide plus 1. Okay, if at some moment my num goes greater than k, then I know that is a very bad condition for my answer. So just return a value that is infinite. What is infinite? Infinite would always be returned in the condition when my answer would not be matched. So that basically says infinite partitions, and infinite partitions is not a good way to go. So int inf is equals to 1e6, some random value, some random major value that I would be providing. Okay, so what would be my recursive calls? I would say long, long. This is nothing but take or not take. So I say take a number. Supposingly I say take 3. Okay, we had taken 3 and that has not resulted. That has not resulted in a number greater than k. So let us increase the length of that substring so that my partitioning goes less. If I increase the length of substring, my partitions will go less. I know if the substring length goes minimized or goes minimum, my partitioning would increase. Like if I just say 2 is a substring, 3 is a substring, 8 substring, 1 is another substring, 8 is another, and 2 is another. So my partitioning has increased because my length of substring has decreased. And at the same moment, if at this example I had taken 1 separately, 6 separately, 5 separately, 4 separately, 6 separately, and again 2 separately, my partitioning would have increased because my substring's length would have decreased. If I just increase the length of my substring, my partitioning would decrease, and I want a minimum number of partitions. So I would say let us try taking more numbers into this substring. So just part is equal partition that making this number a part of my substring. Just add this number, call the helper function again. This number, that is the number on which we are currently at, just go on looking for the another number that is next to that number. Like presently I was at 6. Okay, now that has not resulted in a value greater than 60. So now just go looking for 6 and 5 together. If that would result in an answer greater less than k, then that is good. If greater, then we would just return infinite, and 1 plus infinite would result in an infinite value. And let us go forward. What we can really do, just pass s and k. So I would say that if this number is a part, and if I want to sorry, if I want to add this as a part of my number, so I would say idx plus 1 comma idx plus 1, and that is it. What we really did is something like long, not yet. I would explain this also. Helper s comma k comma idx plus 1 and start. So what we really said in these 2 points is that if you do not want to end your substring right now, if you do not want to end your substring right now, then just go on looking for more numbers, just go on looking for more numbers and keep the start as it is. Keep the start as it is. That is, your substring is not yet finished. If you want to finish your substring now, if you want to say that this is my substring, I do not care that the number has gone greater or the number is less. I just want to end my substring. So your ending index and starting index both becomes the same, and just add the number that was previous to it. Add the number that was previous to it. Your start index and your previous index both becomes the same. That is pretty much very sure. We go forward, and when we say return the minimum value of these two, that is apart or not yet apart. And dealing with our base condition, what a base condition would really say, if my idx is equals to or goes greater than, if goes greater than or equal to s dot length, then in that condition return a 1, because we have completed traversing whole of the string. And let's just include the last element also and make this count as a substring. Make this count as a substring because we have finally visited whole of the string. There was no issue up till now of number going greater than k. So let's just include this number that is currently being formed. It might be the whole of the string, it might be a part of the string, it might be the whole of the string, like 1 2 3 4 5. It might be the whole of the string up till this index, last index. It might be a part of the string up till here. It might be this part of the string, it might be this part of the string, or it might be this part of the string, but we have really reached the last index, so I would have to consider it as a partitioning. So that partitioning count we are doing right here, and then at the last we would be calling our function in a variable named answer, and we would be saying that just call for the helper function, pass my s, pass my k, pass starting index as 0 and pass index as 0 and starting index as 0, and then return true if answer is less than infinite, return answer, else return -1, and else return answer. Okay, that is it. I think we are good to go. I think this should not pose any error. Okay, this is accepted, and if I submit it, it is gonna give me a TLE, time limit exceeded error, or a memory one, something for sure it will give. Okay, memory. So to deal with this, I'll try putting a DP vector, so that we can store some values in it. So I would say vector long DP, and then I would be going and saying DP is equals to vector long, and just redeclare my DP with size n and all numbers as -1. I would just be asking here, if DP at start is not equal to -1, then just return DP at start, that is okay, and then just return DP at start is equals to minimum of this number, and we're good to go. I think this would also Okay, okay. DP at start is equals to minimum. It again showed a -1. I think that is because STO. I think this is because, yeah, this is because we are in integer. I think this should be resolved now. Yeah, no, no, this is not resolved. Okay, so we did an integer infinite value, that is 1e6, and we went up till here. If idx is less than, if idx, I think idx would okay, that is okay, that is also okay. Okay, if idx is equals to s dot length, if dp at, oh shit, this is it. Yes, that is not equal to -1. Okay, I think this is it. This is it. I think that was the error. Yeah, accepted. And I think this is also a memory limit exceeded error. This is also a memory limit exceeded error because this is not the most optimized solutions. There are some variations in Java that the same code would be accepted in Java. There are some memory constraints in C++, so we would not be really we will not be really be following this one. So there is another approach that we would be looking. So we would be seeing now the greedy approach to this problem, because our recursion and memoization did not work properly. They were giving us memory limit exceeded error. So now the greedy approach comes. So what we really want is the count of parts as our result. That would initially be 0. We would be using a left and a right variable. Okay, so while right right is less than s dot len length, what I would really do is just go on iterating from right plus 1 and check if right plus 1 minus left, that is the length is less than 10 or not, because the size of integer should never go beyond 10 to the power 9, because that would result into a memory limit exceeded error or integer overflow. My right variable is less than s dot length. Is that so? And also stoi, let's convert my substring into integer and check for s dot substr left comma right minus left, sorry, right plus 1 up till right. Okay, from left up till right. And that would is that is this stoi, is this stoi less than equal to k? Is that is so? If these are all right, then just increase my right plus plus. Okay, go on and check if left was equals to right, that is When will this case not be resolved? If I okay, first let me write, then I'll explain. First let me write, if this is so, then say -1, return a -1. Say left equal to right again for a new substring, and then a parts plus plus. At the end of it, we would return parts, and that is it. So what we really did is, in here, that supposingly we had 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 5 6 7, and the k given to me was supposingly 20. K was 20. So at this moment, or say k given to me was k given at, okay, let us say, take some bad example. K given to me was 1. So initially left and right would be same at this position, 0th index. I would say that is, are these conditions satisfied? This condition would result into a no. This condition. If k was this would not result in a no. If k was 2, okay, now this is all right. At the first, if the k was 2, if the number at the first position was 2 and k is 1, so this condition shows a negative response, or says no. If this condition goes false, my left remains unchanged, my right remains unchanged, and if left is equals to right, then return -1, because this number is not valid. This number is not valid. Whatever number combined with it will also not be valid, and hence we cannot include all the numbers of the substring into, or we cannot partition all the numbers in such a way that every number every substring is partitioned, or a whole of the substring is partitioned, and every number is included in some of the substring. So that is a false condition, and in that case I just return a -1. Okay, so I think that is it. In our while loop, we are just incrementing our right up till, like, for example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and my k was 10. So I said left is equals to 0, right is equal to 0. Increment the length of the substring up till the number is less than k. So I went for 1. Okay, as in when I went for 2, the number went greater. Okay, so as in when I went for 2, the number went greater. So I did not did my right plus plus. I just had 1. I included it with, and said make left equal to right. Now go on here and keep this as a substring. Go on at the starting 2, and let's just start another substring from this and take a partition at this moment. At this point, let's take a partition, and at the end, okay, let's see more. Now it left is here, right is also here. We took 2. Okay, we went for 3, 23. That is greater than 10. So don't take 23, just take 2 and go on. Similarly, we took 3, we took 4 separately, 5 separately, 6 separately, 7 separately. If it would not have been 10, if it would have been let's say 60, so I would say, okay, go on taking 1, go on taking 2. As and when I took 3, that went greater than 60. Okay, then break at 1 2. make this a substring and go on. Okay, take 3, take 4. When I took 5, it went greater. Just stop at this moment. Take 34. Take 5, take 6. Just stop at this moment because next is greater. Take 7. Just stop at this moment. The string has ended. And just return the number of parts. And I think this is it. Okay, this shows an error. I think this is again STOLL. Long. Okay, this shows again an error. Okay, so we have we said right plus plus, and we just returned the number of parts, and I think this is where right minus left plus one thing. I think this is where we are lacking. Yeah, so that was the condition that we were not satisfying. I think this will get accepted, or yeah, this is accepted. Yeah, okay. So thank you very much for watching. I think I have made a pretty much um, yeah, that was a clear explanation, I think. If you have any doubts, please do comment, and please hit that like button, and do share this video. Do subscribe, and thanks for watching again.